Okay, so we have Miss Duan here, and Miss Duan is one of our lovely patients who happens to have spinal stenosis. And Miss Duan, why don't you tell us a little bit about how your pain was before?
My pain became almost where I couldn't stand it. I was not allowed to do so many things. I couldn't cook. I couldn't walk. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I had to use Instacart. It was, my life was in turmoil. Like everything I used to be able to do, I wasn't able to do anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so 2 weeks ago today, we did the mild procedure for Miss Duan. And so tell me, how do you feel now?
From the moment I walked out the door to the car for my friend to pick me up, there was such a noticeable change. I couldn't believe it. And when I got home to my condo, I was just absolutely stunned. Where I mean, immediately I was able to stand in my kitchen and that afternoon, to do prep work and not have to stop every 2 to 5 minutes and have to go sit down or lay down and then come back. And it took me forever to just make an omelet or scrambled eggs. Now I can do all of that, and that was immediate. And then what really surprised me, as I was walking, I said, I'm not shuffling. I'm walking. I'm actually picking my feet up and not shuffling. So both these things were, at that point, I have to be honest, the tears came to my eyes because I was just so amazed at this miracle, like a snap of a finger, that I was able to do these things immediately.
Great. That's great to hear, and I'm so happy to hear that. You're such a lovely patient. You're so nice.
Well, I can't thank you enough and your staff.
Well, thank you. So you have spinal stenosis, and basically the mild procedure, like we talked about beforehand, we kind of debulk the ligamentum flavum, which becomes swollen in some patients who have spinal stenosis, and it further contributes to their stenosis symptoms. So spinal stenosis is a condition that affects millions of individuals across the country. I'm sure you have friends and family who might have some of the same sorts of symptoms that you might have had. What are some things that you would tell them?
I've already told them, and they've already looked it up on the computer. To have quality of life, they need to really look into this, and instead of just suffering every day through it, and you keep scratching things off of things you can do. I'm back to scratching, putting my check marks on things that I can do, and that's what I want for them. Instead of whining like I did for years, I said, stop the whining. I said, there's help out there for you. I said, it's not just help. I said, it's just amazing of the transformation you would have within just blink of a few hours. I said, it's mind-boggling.
Well, I'm so happy to hear you say that. So happy to hear that how active you are, and you're never somebody I've been worried about personally, because I know you have a great attitude and I know you take care of yourself. And so hearing you say that really makes me feel good. And I'm so happy that you had such a good outcome, or the outcome that you did. And I like to hear the stories of patients like yourself, and I like to hear in your words how you feel now. And thank you for sharing that.
I'm ecstatic, and that's putting it mildly. I told your assistant here, I said, if I could, I'd put a sandwich sign on myself and just walk up and down the street here for people to read if they're waiting for the light to come in and see you, because I am just so elated with the results.
Well, that's so awesome.
And I want to thank you that you called personally. I mean, to have your staff call would have been great, but for you to call personally, that was the cherry on top of the sundae for me.
Well, I was happy to do that. Happy to talk to you and happy to speak to my
That,
patient.
you know, that is so far and few between anymore in this day and age, and I was just amazed, and I thank you so much for that. I can't tell you how much I appreciated those calls.
Not a problem. Happy to do it, and I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dwight.
My pleasure.